Alright, at syempre, nako dahil Pasko, at actually tapos na ang Pasko, pa-New Year
Pero Christmas
na.
season pa rin.
Oh, Christmas season pa rin. Pero dahil tapos ang Pasko, back to work. Lalo tayo, back to work na tayo.
Mga
pero,
employees, di ba?
Yes, kaya importante, Jules, alamin natin yung safety sa workplace ng mga nagtatrabaho at yung mga employees. Kaya makakasama po natin ating very special guest para alamin po ang impormasyon tungkol dyan. Si Dr. Teresita Cucueco ng Occupational Safety and Health Center ng Department of Labor and Employment. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Diane and Jules, at sa lahat ng mga nanonood po ngayon sa Channel 4. Magandang umaga po at Merry Christmas po sa inyo lahat.
Ang Occupational Safety and Health Center, Doc, sinisigurado po nila yung safety ng mga manggagawa. Paano po natin ito ginagawa?
Ahensya kami ng Department of Labor and Employment. Pero kumbaga, yung ahensya namin ay nagbibigay ng suporta. We do trainings. So, kasi kung titingnan nyo yung isang lugar ng paggawa or in any workplace, dapat may safety officer yon. Ang safety officer dapat may kaalaman tungkol sa kaligtasan at kalusugan. Kami ang nagbibigay ng mandatory training para sa safety officer in all workplaces. So it's not just going to be in the usual traditional yung mga industry. There should be safety officers in offices, in pati sa mga maritime vessels. So these are places where you will see safety officers, and we provide that training for them. Together, of course, there's the private sector counterpart that provides this as well. Then we do research. What are the usual causes of accidents? For the past so many years where construction was a big problem, we try to ano ba ang naging sanhi nitong mga aksidente. Nakita namin yung scaffolding. Ang problema ng scaffolding, ang problema na wala silang safety and health program. So sa research nakita namin yun at we already recommended, and it has been signed, a new department order on scaffoldings that should be done. So that is part of the research that we have been doing. And for the call centers, we also looked into call centers. Ano ba yung nagiging usual cause nila ng mga sicknesses, yung mga illness. So tinitingnan din namin yung mga what these were, and we also put in our recommendations so that these call center companies can address them. So that is research, training, we do services as well. If you go to a factory, how much level of, for example, of gaano kainit na doon at ano ang dapat nakakayanan nilang katawan natin, mini-measure namin yon. Titinignan namin kung sobra ng init, sobra na ba ang lamig, o di kaya sobra na ba ang ingay, kasi maraming industriya natin napaka-iingay. Ito na bang ingay na to ay nakaka-harm sa ating pandinig, nakakabingin na ba sa mga worker. That's another service that we do.
Okay. So ang ganda kasi binibigyan natin ng importansya yung mga manggagawa natin. Kung dati akala ko yung mga construction lang talaga yung pinaka...
Malawak talaga.
Oo, lahat pala, kahit office work, lahat, no?
So ma'am, since nabanggit nyo nga po, iba't ibang work binibigay nyo ng service, ano-ano po yung mga naging challenges ng office na hinahawakan ninyo this past year, no, sa pagpo-provide ng service ng office ninyo?
Oh, let's just go to the most recent. After Yolanda, of course, there was emergency livelihood. Yung mga the workers who had to start cleaning and who started to do some reconstruction work right after din naman, it's called emergency livelihood employment. This is also a program of the Department of Labor and Employment. Siyempre itong mga workers na to, habang maglilinis sila, may safety and health, may kaligtasan at kalusugan issues din yan. Ano ang protection nila para paghawak nila sa mga materyales na lilinisin nila, hindi sila masugatan. So, we had to immediately mobilize and prepare protective equipment. The gloves, these are protective equipment that should be worn para hindi masugatan at para hindi makalanghap. May mga mask, may botas for their kind of work. So, these are things we had to provide, and then we had to orient all these relief workers. For their emergency relief workers, they also had to be trained. Kasi suot nila, hindi naman nila alam. Tatanggalin nila yan kung nainitan, hindi nila alam kung walang training. Kasi ang sa kanila siguro mabigat. Pero when they were oriented, actually, right after Yolanda, we were able to orient more than 1,000 relief workers, and we provided them with the protective equipment. The ILO also assisted, and it was more comfortable for them, and it was more protecting them nung ginawa-gawa na nila yung kanilang mga yung relief work.
Yes.
At least alam namin na hindi sila masusugatan. Hindi, kasi ang mahirap after disaster work syempre is meron pang ibang problema mangyayari sa mga tumutulong. So,
Actually, Jules, nakabisita ko sa OSHC, no? Actually, naabutan ko na nagkakaroon sila doon ng seminar, nagko-conduct sila doon ng training. Pero alamin naman natin ngayon, bago po matapos yung taon, ano po bang maipagmamalaki na greatest or biggest achievement ng division ninyo for 2013?
okay, yun na nga, number one, the scaffolding guidelines came out. We were, we know that it will, mahaba pa ang mga proseso para talagang mapunta sa pagkakaunawa talaga ng mga workers, pati mga employers on the proper scale. But we are there. With the guidelines, I mean, nung napasa itong department order ng Department of Labor, syempre nag-start na ho kami sa bagong training on new scaffolding. And then, that was a very big challenge because the Maritime Labor Convention na na-ratify ng Pilipinas so that we will continue becoming one of the major players in the maritime industry worldwide. There should be safety and health guidelines. So we also provided these guidelines, and we started training the maritime sector for safety and health. Marami naman din silang ibang training. Pero to look really into the importance and what is safety and health in terms of the vessel, nag-start na kami doon. It was a big challenge kasi parang for us in the Dole na hindi naman talaga namin, mas land-based kami. Yes. We really had to work with partners so that we had a very good understanding tungkol dito sa kaligtasan ng mga marino sa kanilang lugar na sa vessel. So then that was another big challenge, and yung pinakaano din was yung napasa din ang batas kasambahay.
Okay.
Sa batas na yon may portion doon na dapat magbibigay din kami ng guidelines ng safety and health ng kasambahay, which we also did together with our partners. Hindi pa lumalabas formally ang guidelines, but we already nagawa naman namin na-develop na namin. Alam niyo, ang masaya din dito kasi makakatulong talaga ito sa mga ating katulad lang sa paggamit ng mga panlinis. Ano ang mga dapat nilang maalala sa pagluluto? Kaya ang gagamitin nila ay LPG o de kuryente o de gas o de kerosene. Lahat yan nandun sa guidelines. Kung magkasunog, ano ang mga dapat din nilang gawin? Kasi ito yung mga tao na nasa bahay. Pati security, nandun din ang mga nilagay din namin ang mga guidelines to assist.
Dayan, sobrang lawak talaga ng sakop ng division.
Baka umabot tayo. Pero natutuwa ako, ang dami nating natututunan. And of course, pati yung mga viewers natin, nagkaka-idea sila na lahat binibigyan ng importansya ng OSHC, ng DOLE, yung kanilang safety. So walang porket mas dangerous yung trabaho nito, wala silang sineseparate. So lahat binibigyan nila ng priority.
Pag pinag-uusapan natin safety, rights-based to, di ba? So dapat yun yung ma-realize ng ating mga viewers na kung bakit kailangan nila malaman yung mga guidelines na to kasi karapatan nila yun. So anyway, ma'am, pagdating naman po dun sa management aspect ng division ninyo, since nabanggit nyo nga po na sobrang daming industries na hawak ng division ninyo, paano po yung division of labor nito or how do you handle na mapagbigyan ng services lahat po ng industries na yan?
Okay. First, of course, pag sinabi mong lahat ng industriya, di north to south na yon, mula Apari hanggang but the DOLE has been there with the regional offices. So what we started was to tap partners in the regions. Kasi kami na nasa Quezon City, wala kaming regional offices for now, but we are starting that we will expand to with staff in all regions. But when hindi pa naman na aprubahan yung aming to the regions, may mga safety and health practitioners na kasi in all regions. We organize them and then we made them into our networks to work with the regional offices. So that kung ano ang mga prioridad ng rehiyon sa kaligtasan. Kasi iba-iba yan. May agricultural, may industry, may mga iba na, So, the partners or the safety and health practitioners in that area, we work together with them. So, kumbaga, our presence is together with those safety and health practitioners in the region, and they continue helping us through training pa rin, through advice, tumutulong din sila, nagbibigay sila ng mga abiso sa mga DOLE regional people on safety and health because these are also consultants. So, that is how we spread the gospel. It's not ourselves because we really have to work with a network. We cannot do it alone. And that is what we will always stress. We will always have to work together with partners who are there. And pareho naman ang aming advokasya, kaligtasan at kalusugan.
Pero Doktora, for those establishments or companies na hindi po, na nahulihan natin na hindi sumusunod sa rules and regulations or standards po ng inyong division, ano pong penalty ang maaari nilang makuha?
Actually, si Secretary Baltos is not very strong. I mean, ang kanyang unang is, wag muna tayo magpulis, tumulong.
Okay.
Baka naman kaya hindi sila sumusunod dahil hindi rin nila iniintindihan. Number one, intindihan ba nila talaga kung ano yung ang nasa standard o ang nasa batas. Next, alam ba nila ang value nun? So, she wants us to work on a developmental. Kung baga, let them understand ano ba ang hindi ninyo nabibigyan ng, hindi nyo kino-comply. Oo. Tapos, let us work through that. We will give you a chance that you will understand, you will comply. Pero, pag binigay na namin sa inyo lahat, at hindi pa rin kayo mag-comply, meron naman na doon yung mga penalties that go with it.
Okay.
But first, of course, is that, and that is why even our work now is, kumbaga, it's a challenge and it is also fruitful because they will understand. And when they understand, magko-comply din naman din sila.
Alright, ma'am. So, lastly, could you give a message to our viewers, especially 5 days before 2014, ano po yung plans ng division ninyo?
Oo. Sana po, wag natin pabayaan ang kaligtasan at kalusugan sa ating mga sa atin lahat. Lahat naman ho tayo nasa isang lugar ng paggawa, kaya sa bahay, sa opisina, sa industriya. Ang kaligtasan at kalusugan ay napaka-importante po sa atin dahil ito yung panghanap buhay natin. Kung may katanungan po kayo sa mga hinahawakan ninyong mga bagay na sa tingin ninyo makakadulot ng panganib sa inyo, please call the Occupational Safety and Health Center 929-6036239. Nandun, meron din ho kaming website www.oshc.dole.gov.ph. Nandun ho ang email namin na pwede kayo ninyo kaming tawagan, sulatan o puntahan. Kasi pag pumupunta kayo sa amin, meron din ho kaming naibibigay sa inyong mga materyales ukol sa kaligtasan at kalusugan. And please, habang dadating ang New Year, huwag natin kalimutan ang ating kaligtasan sa mga panganib din ng paputok at sa mga panganib ng masyadong masasarap na pagkain.
Alright, thank you so much for joining us this morning. That was Dr. Teresita Cucueco po ng OSHC ng Dole. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Happy New Year!
Alright, Jules!